let me explain something to you really quickly. When we are so close to breakthrough, to a level up, to God's promise, to breaking chains and curses, do you know what happens? That's the moment that we get tempted, right? Like we might be doing so well and then have a bad day, and suddenly we're tempted to go backwards to familiar places that we've been brought out of before. I know for me recently, I was doing so good, and then I just randomly had a day and a random moment where it was like the pain was so unbearable, and I was like, where is this coming from? And all I could think about was going back to an old coping mechanism that didn't serve me. And for me in that moment, it was alcohol, and I was like, where is this coming from? Like, I haven't wanted this in so long. And I just say this to say, I'm going to keep it really short and sweet. Like, really question where these triggers are coming from. And this is coming from somebody who has struggled with being compulsive, who has struggled with being impulsive. That has been like a lifelong behavioral pattern that I have had to take a look at. And I've been through therapy and rehab, and I have my relationship with God, and I've done my own inner work and all of these things. But let me tell you something. There is nothing like sitting with an uncomfortable feeling and just saying to yourself, you know what? I just might have to feel like this for a second. And there's a lot of different things that you can do in that moment, but I think accepting without feeling like you have to change it, because when you feel like you have to change it, or when you have to feel like you have to fight it, that problem becomes so big, that problem becomes something that needs to be solved. And instead of thinking, I need to solve this emotion, I need to fight this trigger, I need to go to war, sometimes the best thing you can do is just be still and let God be God and fight for you and just wait for the moment to pass. And when the moment passes, you come out of it so much more resilient. I said this to a friend the other day. I said this in a video the other day, but when your spirit is expanding, right before something expands, it contracts. It's like that way with our bloodstream. Our arteries, they they contract and expand. I am not a doctor, guys. I'm not a doctor. But our bloodstream expands and contracts, and that's how the blood flows. And so I think it's very interesting. Same thing with our lungs. They expand and contract. It's a flow of life too. We have seasons where we are very, inner. Think of like winter versus spring. Winter time is a lot of shedding, a lot of time indoors, a lot of time going inward really. And springtime, everything's blossoming and blooming and it feels new. And, suddenly you have that energy to go back out and be social and all these things. There's a season and a time for everything, but I just want you to know that like in that moment where you feel tempted to go back to the things that are familiar, to go back to a familiar dark place, to go back to bad habits, to go back to relationships that aren't good for you, to go back to toxic environments, to go back to old ways of doing things, like you have to sit for a moment and move through that with as much patience and self-compassion as you possibly can, and also bring it to God and know that He's about to deliver you and bring you to something so mighty and so great. And I just want to tell you something, like I don't really tend to come with like prophetic words unless it's like really, really like specific, but I just want to tell you in a general sense, there is so much happening right now. There is so much blessing that is about to come. Okay. I'm not the only woman of God that's saying this. Like, there is so much about to pour in. Like, I don't think you even know. I don't think I even know. I don't think our minds can even fathom it. So what I want you to do and remember is to stay strong right now and stay strong in this season, because it's always darkest before dawn. It's always darkest before dawn. And you just have to reframe this moment as like a catalyst, you know? If something's happening right now where you feel like you're being drawn backwards, or you feel like something conniving's happening, or you're like, why is everything falling apart? Or why am I feeling like this? Why do I want this? Stop and take a moment and ask yourself, is this a moment of self-sabotage? Is this a trigger? Is this a doubt? Is this the enemy? And let it pass. Feel it, let it pass, but do not give in. Like, this is not the time to give in. I know I just made another video that's similar to this, but I really feel like oppressing, like I need to remind you and, you know, always remind myself, don't give in. Don't give in to the weak moments. Get in community, get in prayer. Let the feeling pass and just know there's some big blessings on the way. I feel it. I know it. I've been told it. So remain vigilant, remain smart, remain in prayer. And I love you guys so much. Ta-ta.